Every time you blink, your brain hits pause. Right now, in the next few seconds, your eyelid will slide shut for about 300 milliseconds. Your visual cortex will go dark, and then the world will snap back, seamless, as if nothing happened. You'll do that 15,000 times today. That's nearly 90 minutes of darkness your brain quietly deleted. 90 minutes you'll never get back, never remember losing, and never once feel slip away. So here's the question. What if that's not a reflex? What if someone's been running the pause button all along, and you're the only one still moving through it? The answer changes everything we think we know about consciousness, time, and what it means to experience reality. Let's start with the blink, because the blink is where the illusion cracks first. You think you're watching the world in real time. You're not. You're watching a production. Carefully assembled, edited on the fly, and the edit suite is located about 2 inches behind your eyes. In 2015, neuroscientist Ayelet Landau at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem published research that changed how we understand blink perception. What she found was this: when you blink, your brain doesn't just close your eyes, it actively suppresses your sense of duration. The world goes dark, and then your subjective experience of time actually compresses to fill the gap. The blink happens, then time catches up, and you never feel the seam. But here's the part that should stop you cold. Your brain fires those suppression signals before your eyelid moves. It knows the darkness is coming. It preemptively reaches forward and edits the next moment before you arrive in it. You're not watching reality. You're watching a reconstruction your brain has already decided is good enough for you to see. This wasn't a malfunction. This was a system running exactly as designed. Your brain has been building your experience of time the same way a film editor builds a movie, by deciding what you need to see and cutting the rest. But the blink is only the most obvious edit. There's a subtler one. And this one wasn't discovered until 2001. Have you ever glanced at a clock and noticed the second hand seems to stop, just for a moment, before it moves again? That first tick always seems longer than the ones that follow. In 2001, neuroscientist Kielan Yarrow at University College London published a paper in Current Biology that gave that moment a name. He called it Chronostasis, from the Greek, time standing still. And what he discovered was this: every time your eyes make a rapid movement to a new target, every time your gaze jumps across the room to settle on something new, your brain performs the same editorial trick it uses during the blink. It reaches backward in time, takes the very first image your eyes land on, and stretches it, making it feel like you were already looking at that thing before your eyes ever arrived. The larger the eye movement, the longer the freeze. Up to 500 milliseconds of manufactured stillness, inserted into your timeline without permission. His follow-up work showed it isn't just vision. It happens with sound. When your attention shifts to a new source of noise, the first moment of that sound feels longer than it actually was. Your brain performs the same backdating, the same seamless cover-up. You don't experience time. You experience a version of time your brain assembled for you, approximately 80 milliseconds after the fact, with the rough edges smoothed, the frozen frames cut, and the gaps filled in with something plausible. The present moment isn't something that happens to you. It's something your brain reconstructs and hands to you slightly late and calls now. Now. Here's where this stops being neuroscience, because it turns out the brain's editing of time is a mirror of something happening at the deepest level of physics. And when you hold both of them up to the light at the same time, something uncomfortable comes into focus. In 2018, physicist Carlo Rovelli published The Order of Time, a synthesis of everything modern physics understands about what time actually is. And what he found was this: there is no single universal now. There is no master clock ticking somewhere in the background, marking the same moment for everything at once. Time is local, relational. It runs differently depending on where you are and how fast you're moving. This isn't theoretical, it's been measured. Every GPS satellite orbiting Earth runs its clocks 38 microseconds fast per day relative to the clocks on the ground, because the weaker gravity at altitude makes time tick faster. If engineers didn't correct for this every single day, your phone's map would drift 10 kilometers off course within a week. The correction factor is Einstein's theory of special relativity, published in 1905. What Einstein showed, and what Rovelli spent a career extending, is that time isn't a fixed track you travel along. It's a field. It bends, it dilates, it compresses under gravity, and stretches with speed. If you could move fast enough, time for you would slow to a crawl, while the rest of the universe surged ahead. If you could somehow reach the speed of light, which nothing with mass can do, time would stop entirely. From inside that moment, you would be frozen. The universe around you would be a blur of infinite events, happening all at once, and you would move through none of them. Time isn't the container that everything happens inside. Time is one of the things that happens. And like every other thing that happens, it is a variable.